Hello. We are together here with Mr. Akshay Agarwal from Alpha Plastomers India, which is one of the leading plastic converting companies in the Western region and one of the leaders in POF, shrink, and high specialty films in India. So, hello, Mr. Akshay. Thanks for joining us today. So, can you give us some brief introduction about yourself and how you are placed in the Indian market? What are the current activities which you are into? Which are the major products which
Sure,
you manufacture?
sure. Hi, hello everyone. So I'm from Alpha Plastomers. I'm director of the company. We are primarily into manufacturing plastics packaging products, and within that, we manufacture multi-layered shrink films called the olefin shrink films. And we are having KYMC machine for I think now 3 or 4 years, where we have developed printing on shrink film. And this we are one of the only ones in India to do it at this kind of complexity of jobs. So that's a little bit of Alpha.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, actually, we would like to understand from you with the ongoing pandemic that's been going on, how it has affected you, your company, your routine business, and how you look at it, the way it's going to shape up the future. So, we'd like to ask you some questions about the same, and it would be great to have your
Sure,
feedback.
sure.
Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Please
yeah,
continue.
please continue.
No, so pandemic, over the last 1.5 years, I would say initially it did not really impact our business because I think people were still buying packaging products, and as such, I'm sure there might be supply issues, but
Mhm.
there was definitely not any demand issues.
Yeah.
But over the last 6 months, I think it has changed because one of the things is that this time people are being affected in the sense that everyone knows somebody who has died or who's in the hospital. So I
Mm,
think the
yeah.
overall demand dropped off dramatically.
True.
For us personally, it has affected our business. We at one point we were running at maybe 20-30%.
Oh,
So we're just bouncing back from that. I think
hmm.
now it's improving. Week on
Yes,
week, things are improving.
that's great. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how the future goes. But yeah, the one positive thing I would say that's come out of this is that the whole ban of below 50 microns has kind of just gone
Yes.
away for now.
Yeah, for now, it's behind us.
Yes, for now. Yes.
So with the changing regulations, you never know when it might crop up, but definitely for the time being, it's being
Yeah.
behind us. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing this, like, did you have any particular issues when the lockdown and this pandemic started regarding the labor shortages or any chaos in general, and how were you able to manage through it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think all of us face labor shortages to an extent.
Hmm.
I think again we were all managing it somehow or the other. Maybe stretching our team, or at the end of the day, even shutting down some machines because we
Hmm.
have to manage. But
True.
like I said, the first I would say 8 to 10 months of the pandemic, 2020, uh, there was acute labor shortage,
Hmm.
but demand
True.
was there, so we tried as best as we could to meet it. But now
Yeah.
I think it's the opposite. Labor is still there, but now we don't have demand. So that's again affected us
Okay.
because it disturbs the whole workflow, pattern and everything else.
True.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
yeah.
So did you have the enough machine capacity to meet any demand growth or any special requirements from your clients during this period where they had certain short turnaround time or some urgent requirements to cope up to or something of that sort? Or did you invest anything in during the pandemic time that did you see an opportunity?
Well, I would say, I guess fortunately or unfortunately, we do not have any kind of spike in demand per se.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
said, whatever we had, we could meet, and we haven't really seen any growth. So, having said that, we have invested, but we have invested in diversification because we realized
Okay.
that packaging industry as a whole is very susceptible to all all these market movements, demand, supply, even
True.
raw material rates to an extent, even
True.
polymer prices went up over 30-40% in some
Oh,
cases.
yes. Yes.
So we took this opportunity to divest into different verticals of
True.
businesses.
Okay.
So to go into business where maybe there's more government support, or where
Mm-hmm.
we see, multiple times growth rather than percentage growth. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's what.
that's true. Yeah, that's a great idea to be in such a business where it is not so easily affected by the small changes in the market regulations or
Right.
something, and something kind of which will form a backbone or
Yeah.
a kind of thing which is kind of an essential requirement that would help you going further. That's
Right, right. I mean, and that's something we were thinking from before, ever since this whole thickness and this ban issue, single-use plastic issue came up about 3 years ago. So it's been
true.
in the working as to what else we can do, how we can safeguard our future and not be governed by all these external factors.
True, true. So during the pandemic, the particular support required by the engineers by being on the site at your factory was an issue due to the travel restrictions or anything. So did you face any kind of issues over there where there was such a requirement, but the people were not on the ground? So how did you able to overcome it?
Luckily, we did not have any issue with the machine.
Okay,
I don't think we really needed any on-site support.
okay,
And regardless, I think KYMC does a good job of giving us remote support. I think only
okay.
when there are very serious issues do we ever need to call an engineer. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't have any issues as well.
Yeah, touch wood, touch wood. That's good. So, in general, we would like to know your outlook for the Indian packaging market in the near future, and what do you foresee would be the major trends or major changes it would be in line post the pandemic or in general?
Again, I think rather than a pandemic having any effect on the market, it's again what are the government policies, and that's really what's going to drive the consumer behavior, or even the kind of supplies uh, that is generated. So again, going back, it's the thicknesses, the recyclability, and all of these issues that are really driving now.
Hmm.
In fact, if anything, I think pandemic has kind of halted those innovations, those developments.
Yeah.
But I think it is a matter of time before they again brought to the fore, because many companies
Hmm.
are involved in it. So,
Yeah.
I really don't think pandemic is going to have any effect
Any,
on demand
any,
or the supply or the consumer
yeah.
behavior.
Yeah. Right. But the
Yeah.
for the
If
overall
anything,
Indian packaging
I think the
market,
appetite for
sorry, sorry. Yeah.
no, sorry, go on.
Yeah. So, for the Indian packaging market as a whole, do you see it continuing a growth trajectory with the double digits, or you think it being now being saturated or coming to a slow pace?
No, I think, of course, I don't think it's saturated at all. Like I was about to say that, I think the appetite of a Indian consumer is only going to increase after this.
Yeah.
From what
True.
I've been able to tell, people have not really cut down on any kind of consumable items or any
Yes.
such thing. That people are still going to travel, people are still going to buy packaged
Mm-hmm.
food, or
True.
any kind of item. So I
True.
don't think that's really going to have any effect, and I
Perfect.
think the Indian
Yeah.
market is still poised for double-digit growth and great future. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and if any, the demand for the packaged goods, right from the hygiene and the standard point of view, is also going to increase only with the more awareness
Yes,
for the
yes,
people. So definitely there is one
yes.
factor which would help the industry as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, now, yeah, I mean, if you can just broadcast hygienic and
Yeah,
contactless and all of these things, I think it really
true. Yeah, and
drives
it's
the
definitely
demand
going to
also.
fly off the shelf.
Yeah, very true.
That's true. So, going further, do you have any specific recommendations for KYMC to be more of an assistance to customers like you and help the scenario in any way? And then it will be very much appreciated.
Honestly, I think, like I said, I think KYMC does a great job of taking care of their customers. We have always felt very comfortable with the entire team, right from top to bottom. And at all times, you're always a call away, and even a visit away. Of course,
Yes.
not taking
Not
into
that.
account pandemic.
Yeah.
And regardless, I think the machines are robust enough that it's not like we need your intervention frequently or anything like that. If operators take care of the machine, it runs on its own. We don't need to worry about it. So yeah, I think you built a good product. You guys provide good service. So all in all, it's all okay so far.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, Akshayji, thank you very much for your valuable time giving us
Thank you.
your inputs, and we are very grateful for your support. And we wish you all the best in your packaging vertical as well as the new vertical which you are trying to explore and grow
Sure.
into. So,
Thank
please
you. Thank you. Good
convey our
luck for you guys
regards
too.
to the Alpha team. And as always, we are
Will
just
do.
a call away and always there to help you out in anything to support you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
Akshay.
much. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.